This video is brought to you by the lovely sponsors below. Thank you so much for your support. Well, you guys asked for it, and you shall receive. In my last video, I asked that you guys get the video to 2,000 likes if you wanted a video just talking about Skadi. And you guys did it! In 4 days at that. Cool. A promise is a promise after all, so let's just jump into it. Welcome fellow masters, my name is Musaki from Chaldea Gurus, and we're going to talk about why is Skadi so good. Let's start with the basics. Scathach Skadi, 5-star limited caster. At the time of this recording, Scathach has only had 2 solo raid-ups. This is not including the GSSR banners for New Year's and the anniversary, because calling that a solo raid-up is like trying to win the Mega Millions with Monopoly money you took from your cousin twice removed. Her basic stats are HP 2,112, Attack 1,661, and her maxed out stats are 14,406, and the attack is 10,753. Stat-wise, she has the 2nd highest HP of all casters, right under Scheherazade, and the 5th highest attack, sitting under Xriya. That's right, this support caster's gonna beat the bricks on you. You're gonna catch these hands. Her deck is an unusual one for a caster. Double Quick, Double Arch, and Buster. The only caster who shares this deck at the moment is YasashiiFuyu, who is the Valentine's Day limited caster. But when you think about the teams that they want you to put Skadi in, it makes a lot of sense. Her quick cards hit 4 times, art cards hit 3 times, and her Buster card also hits 4 times, while her extra attacks hits 5 times. Despite that, her Noble Phantasm charge rate is about average, but definitely not the worst I've seen on a caster. Out of the gate, she could use a CE like Divine Banquet to help her MP game. She also has a linear growth curve, meaning more levels you pump into her, the stronger she will be. Pretty straightforward. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of what makes Skadi a meta-defining servant. Her skills! Skill number 1, Primeval Rune. Increases one ally's quick performance for 3 turns. 30% to 50% depending on level. Increases one ally's critical damage for quick cards for 3 turns. 50% to 100% depending on level. Cooldown start at 8 and 6 at max. Right off the bat, you can see why she is a servant that quick units need. A targetable quick up performance and critical damage for quick cards, both for 3 turns. One notable difference with this skill and Merlin's hero creation and Tomomo's fox sweating is that there is no healing applied with this skill. It is purely offensive and purely meant to bring the pain to your foes. Skill number 2, Freezing Blizzard B. Reduces all enemies' defense for 3 turns, 20 to 30% depending on level. Reduces their critical attack chance for 3 turns, also for 20 to 30%. Cooldown start at 8, 6 at max. Once more, we have a more offensive style skill than the other 2 casters who offer defensive increases. Lowering defense of all enemies by 20 to 30% is going to give you a large lead against your opponents. You'll start to notice with her skills that they are largely to put you as the aggressor. She wants you to have quick-based servants, and she wants to make sure that they hit as hard as possible. Not to mention, this will help deal with high crit enemies like Spriggans or assassin class enemies. And some servants, as you know, have a crit chance up, and in those cases, this part of the skill is extremely helpful. Skill number 3, Wisdom of the Great God B+. Charges one ally's MP gauge 30% to 50%. Cooldown starts at 8, 6 at max. Targetable 50% battery skill. Holy spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes, this is yet another piece of the puzzle on why she has rocked the foundation of the FGO meta when she appeared. It doesn't do anything else but charge a Noble Phantasm, but there's not many servants that can give you a targetable 50%. Only Waver, and it takes all of its skills to get you there. However, we all know Waver is pretty much used in any team, in any situation for their offensive, defensive, and pure utility abilities. Once more, Skadi leans more into the aggressor by putting you in the best position to use your Noble Phantasm quickly. With these 3 skills alone, you can see why double Skadi is used so often. 2 Skadis on the field means you have 100% quick up for 3 turns, 200% critical damage on quick cards for 3 turns, The opponent's defense and critical attacks are reduced by 60% for 3 turns, and your Noble Phantasm is completely full at 100%. All in 6 clicks if you level all your skills, which you should do, by the way. Passive-wise, she has the skills you would expect a caster to have, actually. Territory Creation EX gives her arts cards a 12.5 increase in performance. Item Creation, giving her debuff chance a 10% success rate, and Goddess Core, giving her a flat 250 damage boost plus debuff resist by 25%. But now we move on to her Noble Phantasm. Gate of Sky increases party's critical damage for 3 attacks and 5 turns, 30% to 50% depending on Noble Phantasm level. Grants party evasion for 1 attack or 3 turns. Grants party instant kill immunity for 1 time or 3 turns. Overcharge reduces party's damage taken for 3 turns, 500 to 1,500 depending on overcharge level. We see a hyper defensive Noble Phantasm in Gate of Sky. Party-wide invade is nice and helpful in a pinch, and the instant kill immunity is a niche that can come in handy, especially later on. There's also the damage reduction that's tied to overcharge. That can be helpful as well. A thing to note is that this increases the crit damage on all card types. And to add to that, if you don't crit on the hit, the buff stays until you crit. Very helpful to know. Honestly, the only problem I see with this Noble Phantasm is that this is the only way for you to have a defensive option for Skadi on her own. While this is great and definitely a plus, in comparison to Merlin and Waver, who offer direct defenses, it can seem a little lacking. At least she's better than Tamamo though, with her selfish little defensive upskill. If only she got a strengthening there. Wink, wink. Anyway, this is Skadi as she is presented to you. A unit that is asking you to pair her with quick units and make them go. Yeah, you get the point. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Misaki, Skadi may be good, but she's not the end-all be-all. She's not Waver, she's not Merlin, she's not that good, right? Let me stop you right there. Waver has been unshakable from his position at the top since day 1. No one is denying that. He, along with Tamamo, made a meta shift early on, and even if she is niche in arts, that's an important accolade. Merlin appeared and literally broke the game. For real. The Merlin we would have gotten was actually more powerful than what we actually got. They nerfed him before they gave him to us for real, and he still ended up breaking the game.
It's true.
But Skadi has done the same thing here. She appeared and the game changed. Suddenly, servants who were not as good or just okay got a lot better. Edmund Dantes, who notoriously was not the best at all gameplay-wise, sorry Nita, became a machine with double Skadi. Lancelot, another servant from early on, became the poster child of the double Skadi memes, specifically with his crit drop skill, crit absorption skill, and his Noble Phantasm gain skill. MHX Alter became a boss killer thanks to 1 strengthening she got early this year, and double Skadi to push her even further over the edge. Valkyrie, Adelante, get way better. And let's not forget the cream of the crop. Jack, Okita, Melt, Rider Ishtar, all get better with Skadi. How about a few examples? With the advent of double Skadi, we have at least 3 teams that can farm nodes in 3 turns via Noble Phantasm looping. Team number 1, Lancelot Skadi. Team number 2, Edmund Dantes Skadi. And team number 3, Parvati and Skadi. Before Skadi came around, these servants ranged from good to bad and definitely could not MP loop at all. Skadi's unique skill set gives them the extra oomph they need to loop their Noble Phantasm effectively. I will note that Dante setup I mentioned is a very expensive one, both on your wallet if you have not summoned Dante's twice and have 5 copies of K-Scope to max limit break, and on materials since you need to have him 10-10-10. The thing about our dear Scathach Skadi is that she is an equalizer. With her, you don't have to worry about only using her in stall comps, or only using her in a narrow strategy. If the servant is quick base, you can bring Skadi and make them an all-star. And that's something that cannot be achieved with a double Merlin comp or a double Tamamo comp. Is she Merlin 2.0? No. I don't think Aniplex, Type Moon, or Delightworks will ever make that mistake again. In my honest opinion, she falls between Merlin and Tamamo in terms of her ability and skills. But in how she affects the game, she's definitely on Merlin's level. She's a force that must be built around. Even if she only excels in quick teams, that hasn't stopped the likes of Tamamo and Merlin from being seen as meta shifters. But Musaki, the tier list. Forget the stupid tier list for a second. You know what tier list actually represents? Power, maybe. How good a servant is? Kinda. Truly is how easy a servant is to use. How easy does the servant make your life? Merlin makes your life easy. Waver makes your life easy. And you know what? Yes, Skadi makes your life easy. Thank you all so much for checking this video out. If you guys like this sort of thing, I do have an idea for a foreigner that I think needs some respect that's coming on RichaadEB soon. And a ruler that you guys were very adamant on being on my top 5 worthless servants list. If you want to see one of these 2 videos, let's set the goal to 3,000 likes on this video. You guys got to 2K fairly easily, and I know you can do the same this time around. Anyhow, I'm Musaki from Chaldea Gurus, and we are logging out. See ya.